Well, this is Manesh Patel for the EII Capital Group. This is January 3rd, 2011. This is our weekly Ichimoku analysis for the global markets, where we cover everything from the U.S. to Europe to Asia and also even South America. Okay, so we got a lot to cover. Happy New Year. Normal disclaimer, this is for educational use only. All charts are either in Thinkorswim, TradeStation, or freestockcharts.com. Also, we're taking into consideration that you know something about Ichimoku. If you don't, please go to our website here and register for free and download the Ichimoku videos and learn more about Ichimoku. Also, you can follow us on Twitter at Ichimoku Trading. Okay, so let's go and first start looking at global markets. Let's start off in Europe, as we normally do. We got a lot to cover, so I'm going to try to make this easier. First, we're going to start off in freestockcharts.com and start looking at Europe. Let's start looking at Germany. These are weekly time frames for the Ichimoku. If you look at the German market, still bullish trending. We kind of got into our level here, 77.073, and it kind of seems like we're stopping there a little. However, we do feel like it's going to have the potential at least getting up to this level here at 72.91 before it sits there and pulls back. It may pull back here, but does have a potential of going all the way to this level here and dropping at that point and for a major pullback. But we're looking at 72.91 or at this level here in order to see exactly what's happening with the German market. If you look at the Paris market, it's weak. It's just consolidating. Paris does look like it wants to break out, and the more it consolidates, does have a potential of breaking out one way or the other. It's doing a tight coil, so one way or another, this market is going to break out. Let's go look at the London market. London market is stronger than Paris, but not as strong as the German market. It's now pulled back up. It's gone to its next level here, resistance level here, and if you notice the cadence is starting to come up, that's not good at all for the weekly. So it's either this thing starts popping up to the upside soon, or this thing's going to reverse very, very hard. It is at a major level. It did get to a major level as around 60.45, but if it breaks that level, it does have a potential of going up another 200 points, about 62.94. But it looks like the way things are going, if this thing consolidates and doesn't start going higher, this thing can sit there and start breaking down. Okay, what we've done here is we've done some ETFs now for some other countries to kind of expand our global reach, and because we don't have the charting for the other markets at all. So we're going to look at the RSX for the Russian market, and if you look at the Russian market, let's zoom in. We got a bullish breakout here where this is trending and does look like it's sitting there trying to get to the top side, and does have a potential to keep on going higher. The first level resistance level you're going to have is probably around $42 here, but this Russian market does look like it's basically breaking out now and going higher. So that's one to definitely look at. If you start scrolling down, we're going to look at Switzerland here. Switzerland looks like it's breaking out too to the top side. It actually looks at it's at a major resistance level right now. Question is, will it keep on breaking up to the top side there? If you look at South Africa is also breaking out. So if you look at all these markets, all of them look like they're breaking out. The only one that didn't look like it was Paris market, and the German market looked like it was kind of sitting there at resistance. Okay, so that's basically Europe and pretty much Eastern Europe and so forth. Let's go out to Asia. Let's start off with China. China is basically sitting there. If you look at it, price is basically in the cloud. Since it's in the cloud, we're basically consolidating, and we're just waiting for it to break out. It's got to definitely break this level here, go above 29.60 for us to even start looking at it for a bullish trend at all. So that's China. Let's go to Hong Kong. Hong Kong market stuck between the Tinkinson and Cadenton, so there's no direction at all right now and to determine what's going on. But basically, if you look at the levels, you got 23.769 to the top side, and then you got the 22.419 to the bottom side. Okay. Let's go over the Tokyo Nikkei, which has been trying to pull out to the bullish side. This thing still consolidating, but does look like a potential of trying to break out to the bullish side. It is starting to set up. If you look at the future cloud and everything else, this does have a look like it can puff to the top side. So the Nikkei market actually may sit there and start trending for once this year. It hasn't trended for a long, long time, but now it may start to trend to the bullish side, which could make it interesting. Remember, the yen has been strong. Okay. Let's go up here. Let's cover the Bombay market first. If you look at the Bombay market here, if you notice, it has gone higher. It looks like it's trying to go up all the way up to here to 80, 813, but it's got to break the 124 level in order for it to keep on going, which will break its all-time high. Question is what's going to happen here. Remember, January, February statistically are typically down months for the Sensex market. So let's see what happens. Right now, it doesn't look like it, but it could sit there and form a little head and shoulder pattern on a weekly and then sit there and start going down lower. Only time will tell. Okay, let's go to the Australian market. Australian market basically consolidating. Got to the top side here, resistance, couldn't break that at all. So this kind of almost looks like the Paris market. Never has broken out yet, but it does have a potential breaking out. If it could break the 4,900 level very, very soon, then this thing can start trending to the top side. The longer it doesn't, the longer it has a potential of going down to the bottom. Okay. Lastly, Singapore market. Singapore market basically is a little above the Tinkinson right now, so it looks like it's better than the Hong Kong. It does have a potential starting to trend, especially if it breaks this 1440 level here for this iShare there. Okay, now let's start going back to the U.S. Let's go down to Brazil. If you look at Brazil, it's basically stuck between the Tinkinson and Cajusan, but it does just look like it's sitting there trying to break out to the top side. The longer this consolidates, the more weaker it's going to get. Okay, and then let's go look at the iShare of Mexico, and then Chile. Mexico, if you look at it, Mexico is breaking out to the top side, broken this resistance level, and looks like it's starting a nice trend to the top side. And if you look at Chile, Chile looks like it's still going strong, very strong to the top side. Okay, now let's go to the U.S. markets. Let's go look at the NASDAQ futures first. If you look at the NASDAQ futures here, the weekly is basically broken up, go to the top side. And if you look at the daily, this is still continuing to trend. So both the weekly and the daily are continuing to trend to the top side. Let's go look at the Dow futures. Dow futures are both same thing. Looks at the charts. They're both trending up to the top side. So it looks good on both sides. Let's see. I want to look at one thing. ES next. If you look at ES, that's breaking up to the top side too. So all the markets are breaking up to the top side. All of them are doing that right now. And if you look at the TF, which is the Russell's breaking to the top side too. So it's nothing really new. Beginning of this year, basically all the markets have started off today, breaking to the top side, which is not nothing new. But a lot of people probably are entering positions for the whole year right now. But so that's nothing new at all. So at least volume seems to be back a little today, which is good. We'll have to see exactly what happens in the next couple of weeks in order to determine exactly what it looks like as far as forecasting for this year for the U.S. markets. Hope you enjoyed this week. Have a good week trading.